All right, here's the story behind Living Water. This was a fun one to write. It was birthed out of a songwriting workshop that I was co-leading with my friends out at Worship Cooperative in Greenville. My friend Laura Beth brought these beautiful lyrics about living water to our meeting that night. And she didn't have any melody attached, and she said they're not even finished. It's just some lines jotted down. It was beautiful imagery, straight from the Word of God, very poetic. And so I was inspired and asked if I could bring her words home and start adding some melody to it. Brought her lyrics home, started singing them, and because they weren't finished, I went on this treasure hunt through scripture to read every verse I could find about water and about living water specifically. That treasure hunt led me to the most beautiful places in the Bible. It started with the woman at the well and took me right to the throne room of heaven. And I squeezed as much imagery as I could into the words of this song while still keeping it simple enough to be just this anthem that we could sing at church, and a reminder to return to that well throughout the day, to come and keep coming, to be refreshed and restored and renewed. So I added melody and a few words and had the verses and the basic pre-chorus, chorus, and a bridge done, and brought it to my friends. They added some chords to my melodies, and we put together a work tape, sent it off to Shane at the recording studio. When I got in the studio with Shane, we decided to, actually before I even got to the studio, he called me on the way to the studio and said, we need to rewrite this bridge. And it's just like, it's not there. The song's great, the bridge is not. So on my way to Greenville, I rewrote the bridge, and we got there and wrote the new bridge and went over the new bridge and tracked the demo right there with the brand new bridge. And he had suggested fleshing out the pre-chorus a little more, doubling it up the second time through, which I love. And then we sent it off to the band, and they added the most beautiful melodic lines with the instruments. It's just gorgeous and fun to sing, and became one of my favorite songs on the whole album. And a great reminder for me to just keep returning to the well. That Jesus said, when you drink of this living water, you'll never thirst again. But we have this need, when you drink water, the more you drink, the more thirsty you are, because you're just aware of your need. And so just to keep coming back, take another sip, take another sip, take another sip. And it's a reminder to me to just throughout my day, just come back into the presence, return back to the well, just stay close, don't get too far away from that living water. You'll end up in a dry desert. And that living water is what gives life to the tree of life. The tree of life, trees of life, line the banks of the living water, is what it says in Revelation. It's beautiful, that relationship back and forth, that the trees give boundaries and banks to direct the flow of the water, and the water gives life to the trees to bear fruit in and out of season. And I want to be that tree that is bearing fruit in and out of season and directing that flow of water to bring Jesus to the world. Beautiful, beautiful. So if you want to learn more about my journey through scripture and my treasure hunt, all those, some, not all, not possibly all, but a lot of those scriptures are in the devotional companion that's on my website, shereewright.com, and you can just go there, enter your email address, and I'll send it to you. And you can go through your own deep dive into exploring this concept of living water and Jesus being our ultimate source of refreshing and renewal and transformation and life. So I hope you enjoy the song as much as I do, and I hope you're encouraged by it, and I I hope it brings life to you in every possible way. We come